Hey yo, top5rapwebsite.com. Hey yo, name that Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh shit. Name that Yu-Gi-Oh card. All my nerds stand up. If you're a street guy, I don't even know. Shout out to you, but I don't know what enjoyment you get out of this channel. Nerds stand up. What Yu-Gi-Oh card is this? Alright. Another Friday live stream. You guys will know that I did not live stream last week. I thought I made like a scheduled post for that. My apologies. I was out of the state. I was out of California. I was on family business. So no live stream last week, but that is quite fine because we have plenty of uploads this week. Before we get into our main topic, which is Jaguar, Wright. I don't think I've ever discussed Jaguar, Wright on this channel. Before we get into that, we got a couple things. First thing, new videos. I dropped 3 new videos yesterday. Boom, boom, boom. I dropped another one today, and I'll probably have another one come tomorrow. So that's first. Shout out to Jan in the chat. Jan in the chat, flattering me. Don't make me blush. So yeah, the story of the day is the Jaguar, right? But I don't want to get right into Jaguar, right? I actually just before I started the stream, I was watching some videos. I saw this video on Angela Yee's podcast, and everyone know I love Angela Yee. Angela Yee, if you're watching, I'm sure you're not. We love you. But it was with Lupe Fiasco, and Lupe is kind of describing his time. I know we're jumping right into it today, but you know, I like to respect you guys' time. A cool hour is all I need. It's like a TV show, you know? Lupe was interviewing, or rather, Angela Yee was interviewing Lupe, and it's about 5-minute clip, 6-minute clip, and he really gets into talking about the time we all remember Lupe for, which is his time on, you know, right after Food and Liquor, and his time right after the cool albums, around the time he dropped Lasers, where a lot of people thought he fell off. He's really speaking candidly about this. So when I saw this, I thought, should I watch the entire interview? Because the entire interview is actually up. Let me see. Lupe, Fiasco, Angela Yee. The entire interview is up, and it just came up, you know, 8 hours ago, way up with Angela Yee. I was going to change my entire, what this live stream was about, and kind of just watch this whole thing. But I think I'll drop this in parts. So part 1 of this video will be me reacting to this little clip here on Twitter, and then I'm gonna get to the rest of the clip later. But I really just want people to see, because Lupe is one of my favorite rappers. Lupe, Kendrick, Jay-Z, those are like my top 3, and Tupac, top 4 favorite rappers of all time. And he's really speaking candidly about a time that he doesn't really speak candidly about. So I kind of want to watch this a little bit. Shout out to Zero in the chat. Shout out to Gwen. Happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday. It was a short week for me. You know, I only worked Wednesday through Friday because, again, I was out of state. I was like in Indiana, Chicago area. So I was out of state. So I only worked Wednesday. I worked some of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's like it's been the weekend for me. So anyways, I want to get into this Lupe clip where he's talking to Angela Yee about a time that he doesn't really speak candidly about. So here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear the video. Okay.
Good or even better or have more potential. And then that flip is, and that is why I have no sympathy for them or anything like that. And I tell artists this because I think,
oh my gosh, look at Angela Yee. It's looking good. Good. Not G-O-O-D, G-O-O-D-T. Looking good.
anything like that. And I tell artists this because I think it's important to let the artistic community know, like, this is what you're really dealing with. I'm not making this up. I'm not gassing anything. And I'll stand on this in a court of law and say the same thing. You know, Leo was like, yo, if you don't sign this 360 deal, we're not promoting your records. Not only
if you don't sign this 360 deal, we're not promoting your records. And I know to a lot of people, the 360 deal, it kind of sounds like a, I don't know what it sounds like to the average person, a 360 deal, right? But the 360 deal basically means the record label gets a cut of your tour, they get a cut of your merch, they get a cut of your album sales. Normally, the record label, they only get a cut of your sales. The 360 deal, it's literally what the term means. It's 360. They get a cut of everything, 360 degrees.
we're not promoting your records. We're not promoting even the records that we give you.
Right. I've heard that from artists. If you don't sign a
And we're not promoting the record. I don't normally jump in the stream this quick, but bro, like really listen. We're not even promoting the records we're giving you. Like, yo, Lupe, we got a song with a dude, up and coming guy named Bruno Mars, which was true. The record is called, it's unfinished, but the hook goes, they got nothing on you, which you guys know the record for B.O.B., but it was originally pitched to Lupe. Yo, we got this record, but yo, if you don't sign this deal, we're not promoting anything you do. Basically, you're gonna flop.
360.
Crazy. Let's just go back like 5 seconds.
Your records. Not only are we not promoting your records, we're not promoting even the records that we give you.
Right. I've heard that from artists. If you don't sign a 360 deal, because there were artists who already signed and then they want you to then rework your deal to make it a 360 deal. So they're getting money from merch. They're getting money.
Yeah,
from,
everywhere.
You know, now, streaming is happening now, so that's a whole nother situation.
They're invested in the streaming companies but just personally, like they got their own personal investment into it.
Because they're not making as much. So they're like, if we're not going, we'd rather put our all into another artist who's got a 360 deal than to an artist who doesn't.
Right. Because we put all of our marketing and promotion efforts into an artist who has a 360 deal. We can earn off of them. Whereas you don't have a 360 deal. Even if we promote you and you get hot and you have a #1 record, we're not gonna, it's opportunity cost. We're not gonna earn as much as we would if you had a 360 deal. And they're viewing all the rappers and all the musicians as disposable. Okay, you have a verse on this song, B.O.B., with Bruno Mars. Okay, you're interchangeable with Lupe. Lupe's interchangeable with Ludacris. Ludacris is interchangeable with Drake. Like, they're looking at everything as interchangeable. Gwen said Joe Budden did a recent interview advising folks not to sign anymore. I need to watch the entire thing. Yeah, send me that interview. Send me that if you find it. And shout out to Nipsey Hussle and his blueprint. Yeah, Nipsey Hussle really held out until the last possible moment when he did that joint venture with Atlantic Records for Victory Lap.
And that has his own situation, and we're just doing distribution. That doesn't really make us any money.
It makes them a ton of money. I mean, they still got a ton of catalog. You still got all this, but you're gonna spend that same amount of money managing it, and that's what I told him. Like, yo,
management. Yeah.
Let's be business for real. I'm a really intelligent guy, right? Street side, business side, however you want to play it. Let's be honest. You don't do this. Like, you're not known to sell merch. You're not known to book. UTA's right across the street.
But they gonna try.
I'm signed to CAA. I'm signed to William Morris. Like, y'all do not do agency work. So now you're trying to be an agency, but you're still gonna have to spend money to build that part of your business. So you're gonna wind up breaking even.
Right.
To keep it a buck. And at the end of the day, you're gonna own the most valuable thing in this whole situation. The
masters or publishing.
Is the masters.
The masters, yeah.
Right. So I asked for
the masters is basically the ownership of the record. Who owns the music at the end of the day? Who owns it?
Said that to me. I was like, cool. I didn't like you. I was like, okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna need some collateral. Why don't you give me my masters? I'm only 2 albums in.
Lupe, and Lupe's 2 albums in, and just remember, at this time, Lupe is not a small fry. He's not like a newcomer coming in asking for the masters and publishing like you're asking for a lot. You haven't proven anything. Lupe has platinum. Let's really fact check. Let's just not believe me, right? I always say, don't just believe me. I'll be wrong sometimes. Lupe Wiki, discography, boom. He's talking about the time after the Cool. He said he already has 2 albums. So the first album was Food and Liquor. The second album was The Cool. Lupe is already a gold. And I'm pretty sure Kick Push went platinum, just a single. And a platinum. So he's a platinum selling artist. He's an artist. I mean, if you're going gold in 2006, you're fucking good. Like, you're going gold in 06, that's great. I mean, that's great. It's not excellent. Platinum is excellent, but that's great. Then he goes platinum the next time. So he's telling them he's trying to have leverage, but no, man, they're not going for that.
Right? I don't mind. As a matter of fact, I'll help you build out the 360 piece, at least when it comes to fashion, because I know folks in the fashion world up and down the chain.
They're not trying to hear that.
And then you could really tailor make your merch deals to the artist.
The idea of Lupe Fiasco trying to tell Atlantic, I'm pretty sure it was Atlantic Records, who he was assigned to at the time, trying to tell them, give them advice. and you're talking to a staff member. You're not talking, Lupe is not talking to like the CEO. He's talking to a staff member who has no pull. And even if he was talking to the CEO, the idea that the CEO is going to listen to what Lupe says, and it's asinine, even though they probably should, but it's asinine.
And do it through the whole system, like fully vertically integrated through the whole system, from the designer to the retail to the pop-up to the manufacturing to the distribution to the whole, the fulfillment, the whole piece. And it was kind of like, nah, we got a guy that can do that.
Yeah, we got a guy we hired. He handles that. Lupe, we don't need your input. Samara says she's late. What are we doing? I guess it's all girls in the chat today. All girls in the chat today. It's all good. And Zero, shout out. We just watching this Lupe interview on Angela Yee real quick. Then we gonna jump right into the Jaguar Wright joint, which is crazy.
I don't trust that. What is their profile? Let me see that piece, because you're asking me to sign into 6 different businesses now.
Right.
Right. And the same level
Who's
of
the guy?
Yeah, like who is that? Who's gonna be booking shows? You know, who's gonna be running sponsorships? Right. Who's gonna be? I get syncs and, you know, pitching things to TV shows and movies and stuff like that, but I'm talking about like, what's this random little speaking engagement? Like, who's going to be in charge of doing that?
Yeah, and if you're this detailed down to this level as Lupe is, of who's doing what, who's the guy, and you need to be independent, which Lupe is right now. Lupe is independent, but the major's not trying to hear what you got to say about this. They're not trying to hear what you got to say about this and that.
It can't
They're
be
just
Crespo. Like, who you gonna hire? But then you gotta hire somebody.
Right.
So now you saying like, oh, we're gonna make X amount of dollars, but you finna spend another X amount of dollars building that up.
You're gonna break
So
even.
they had to miss me with the bullshit. It was like, give this to dude or give this to old girl, you know, all blessings. But you're not finna do that to me. So I didn't sign, and my career was like goodbye.
Wow.
So my career ended at Lasers.
At Lasers, and let's just look at the record sales. Just to compare, Lasers went gold. Yo, people hated this album. This album had a lot of anticipation because people were literally in the street protesting for Atlantic Records to let Lupe drop his next album because they were shelving him. You see, 07 was the cool. Lasers didn't come out until 2011, 4 years later. So that's a long time. So all the people who hate on me when I talk about Kendrick taking too long to drop records, yo, Lupe took 4, not even 4 whole years, like 3 years, and people were in the streets protesting, mind you. But yeah, this was a highly anticipated album. It went gold. And even the second album, The Food and Liquor 2, went gold. I'm just saying. Shout out to Sincere Hampton in chat, HUR. Yo, we all funneling in. We all funneling in. We just watching this Lupe joint, then we gonna get to the Jaguar Wright joint.
All right, so then you did Lasers. Wow. That's wild, though. But why not also, because clearly you wanted to
And
get
Lasers wasn't even that bad.
At that point, right? It
Nah,
was.
When Leo told me that, I was like, then there's nothing else to do here.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
this is all, from this point, I can get through Craig doing his little random shenanigans with songs and double dipping and Warner Chapel only releasing, like they went out and bought.
The fact that Lupe thinks he can negotiate directly with Leo Cohen about what's going to happen is the folly. Really, Lupe should be able to, because the artist knows their fan base better than some executive or some staff member at a record label. They know their fan base better. But the fact that Lupe thinks he can go into Atlantic, go into the executive offices, even as a platinum-selling artist, Food and Liquor was nominated for a Grammy in 07. It lost to Ludacris to Release Therapy album, which nobody remembers, by the way, but it won a Grammy, which is strange. But the fact that Lupe thinks he can just go in, it's innocent and it's honest because he should be able to do it. But he's got this whole thing mixed up. This is a guy who probably should have gone independent earlier and probably would have if they would have allowed him to.
Double dipping and Warner Chapel only releasing, like they went out and bought. I give it to you like this. So Kick Push is a sample.
Kick Push. Yo, Kick Push. Yo, sometimes I hear that song, it just brings so much nostalgia that I get like almost emotional. Sincere Hampton said, I enjoyed that Friend of the People mixtape after Lasers. I enjoyed Friend of the People Double Burger with Cheese, that song. Kendrick was writing Baby Keem's album from during his absence. Please, let's not bring up Baby Keem right now. I could really do a whole live stream about Baby Keem, who was Lupe's representation at the time. I don't know. Maybe his representation was a lawyer on behalf of Atlantic.
That's a very rare, unique sample that was released on some song in the Philippines back in this web.
Shout out to the Filipinos.
Right? Local kind of thing.
I'm part Filipino. Shout out to the Filipinos.
The reason that we have that sample is because the producer soundtrack is Filipino.
Shout out to soundtrack.
Part of his kind of he heard that
culture
song coming up as a kid because dad playing it, but we never heard that record before.
Mm-hmm.
Non-Filipino.
So this is what Lupe is talking about, by the way. If we can just pay I don't want to get copyright takedown, right? But let's just play the very beginning of Kick Push. This is the sample he's talking about. Right here. Right there. Are we still live? Did they cut me off? Okay, we're good. Okay, let's get back into it.
Talking about Filipinos. But that's not in the milieu. So the only reason know it because it has this very regional piece. Soundtrack does it. We do the record. People love it. Pops off. Atlantic so you think okay, Craig is trying to slow the record down. Why?
I think he's talking about Craig Kalman or something.
That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It's popping. It's hard to get records placed at radio. It's a lot of competition. 50's right here. Lil Wayne's right here. Such right here.
Juice Lee in the chat.
Record that could trying to make it through. Why would you do that? Right? Why would you do that? Why would the chairman of this
slow down the record?
Make that decision so detailed for himself to call this little radio station in Chicago to tell him to stop playing this record before it goes national.
So why would that happen? Before I see the rest. So you have Lupe, he's popping off with this single Kick Push, but the label calls in. The Kick Push is popping off in the city. It's about to go national, but it's popping off, going crazy in Chicago. But then the label calls the radio stations and says, stop playing it. Why would that happen? Why would the label call on and this is their own artist and say, stunt that record for now?
For himself to call this little radio station in Chicago to tell him to stop playing this record before it goes national. Because at the same time that they were doing that, they were flying somebody to the Philippines to find this lady to buy the sample.
Oh yeah, so they want more money. We on the record you sampled on Kick Push or that soundtrack sampled. Yeah, we gonna buy that record, which means we own a part of this record. Oh yeah, they playing dirty. They playing dirty.
That's what they did.
That is dedication.
They flew somebody to the Philippines to find the person, and they bought the rights to the record, so they own the Kick Push sample.
So they were making money anyway off of it, but they were waiting to get the
make
sample
more.
in order
Let's not
to
go national yet because we don't own the record yet.
Now, when they call to ask GCI to slow it down, does the program director say yes or?
So this is the real music. This is why, partially why we love Angela Yee. One, she's gorgeous, and then the other is she's actually in the music industry, so she knows the relationships between the public, the program directors, and the labels and the artists. She understands that whole relationship.
Because you guys have your own relationship.
But he has to make a decision.
Right, because there's other artists signed
there's
to
other
the label,
there's other things, and there's other benefits to keeping your relationship. And who are we, right? We in the city, we're going to come find you.
Right.
Man, yeah, I can't wait to watch the rest of this and react to it. But that's just part one. I'm gonna get to the rest of this interview. But I didn't want to make this whole I actually did want to make this whole live stream about this interview, but I already had my sights set on y'all mans. This is y'all mans. Jaguar Wright. Hey, if you're a Jaguar Wright supporter, don't hide. Don't hide. Glenn said it's a dirty business for sure. It is. I know there's some of y'all out here who will believe Jaguar Wright. Personally, I think she's crazy from what I've seen. I haven't seen this interview, though. What do y'all think about Jaguar Wright? I think she strikes me as a crazy person. Okay? But even how does that phrase go? Even a bad clock is right at least twice a day. Like, or even a dead clock is right twice a day. Like if your clock is dead and it's stuck at 1:30 p.m., 1:30 p.m. comes twice every day, and the a.m. and the p.m. So it's going to be right at least twice a day, at least. So what do I mean by that? I mean, I think sometimes she hits on some truths, but it's overshadowed by the non-truths. Necklace Cage said, Jaguar wrong. Her name's Jaguar, right? I like that. It's a good pun. Jen said, never heard of them. I think she's from your city, Jen. And by the way, y'all, Jen is fine as hell. So make sure you go subscribe to her YouTube or find her Twitter. I'm not going to put her Twitter out there, but, she a little, bad little light-skinned ting. No, she's from Philly. A broken clock is right twice a day. That's right. Thank you, Glenn. Leopard left is straight out of Arkham. Leopard left is crazy. Arkham Asylum. That's crazy because I'm actually about to play Batman Arkham City. Then I'm going to eventually get to Arkham Asylum. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, broken clock. Yeah, Jaguar is Orlando Brown with the wig. But the thing is, the fact that she was right with the Diddy stuff, there are so many people who take her word as bond. To take it back to the 90s, word is bond. To me, just like, how do I even say this? She just strikes me as a crazy person. For instance, to start your video with black glasses. These are like the Deion Sanders, Colorado, buffs, huge glasses. Why? And then the dope earrings, why? And then the head, like, bro, what the fuck are you, bro, what? She said Meg Thee Stallion is a man. She's bonkers. Yeah, Meg Thee Stallion is not a man for sure. If Meg Thee Stallion is a man, then I got some explaining to do. Crash outs can be right. They just crash out too often. Yeah, like Azalea Banks. Yeah, like Azalea Banks. I'll be feeling, on some things, Azalea Banks is right like 20% of the time. Out of one out of five things Azalea Banks speaks on, she's right. And she's right on the head. But the other 4 times, she's fucking wrong. And Jaguar Wright is the same. I can't take her serious because she always looks so unserious. She looks crazy. So, this is Piers Morgan. This is a huge interview. So I don't know if I'm going to get copyright. If we get copyright, I'm coming right back. Just go back to Top 5 Troy on YouTube. I'm going to free up the stream, and we're going to find a better way to get along with it if it gets copyright takedown. You guys will know if it gets copyright takedown if the stream just shuts down mid-stream. But fuck it, let's just get into it.
You've been called a whistleblower.
Turn this up.
You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time.
She took her glasses off. Good job.
A number of his infamous parties.
So she attended it. Wait, what did Jaguar Wright look back in the G? She attended his parties. So I think she was a part of a group, right? The Roots. I don't remember her on no Roots albums. Let's see what she looked like back in the G. You was at the Diddy parties? Y'all believe it? Let me know. I don't know. She kind of looked the same. Azalea Banks sniffing too many hit those daughter store products she sells. Yeah, she sells soap or something. It was crazy. Trap Lord Ross was using her as a main source to accuse Jay-Z of unaliving his mistress. Irresponsible journalism. He's a joke. I would say just don't take Trap Lord Ross as a journalist. I don't even think Trap Lord Ross considers himself a journalist. I don't consider myself a journalist. Yo, the company man, Justin Hunt, that's a proper journalist. I'm just a nigga on YouTube. I'm not a journalist. Trap Lord Ross, nigga on YouTube.
2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker, and in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning.
Bro, look at her eyes, man. She's fucking crazy. Yo, in the chat, who looks in her eyes and doesn't feel crazy? If you look in her eyes and you see the truth, you see God, you see anything but crazy, reveal yourself. I look in her eyes and I just see crazy. Nicolas Cage, whatever you're trying to say is getting retracted. And again, to the chat, if anyone's message ever gets retracted, that's not me. I don't go in the chat and ban anyone's comment, even if it's negative. It's probably like a word you're trying to say. Just censor out the word, any questionable words. And Malcolm Barrett, below GN's chat. Yeah, if your message gets retracted, just try to censor your word more. Because that's never me, that's always YouTube, automated.
Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
Crazy. She's crazy, bro. What the fuck?
How bad was it, do you think? What was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later.
It's like she says these little truths, which you can't deny. I've been in the industry since I was 13. My first handler was Mackenzie Horton. You can fact check those. Those may be facts. But then she throws in a little curveball that's kind of questionable. It's like, come on, man. If you just don't look at this woman and see crazy, then you're probably crazy.
That a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be
Patti LaBelle
just
catching
avoid
strays?
him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters.
And I don't know if y'all watch Fleece Johnson, the Booty Warrior channel. If you don't watch this, I don't blame you. Who the fuck would just search the Booty Warrior? But Fleece Johnson, what is their channel called? I think it's the Hustlers something. Hustler Spirit. He always throws Jay-Z in with Diddy, too. Like, so he's similar to Jaguar Wright. Yo, if Jay-Z is next, yo, the Beehive is gonna go insane. Y'all better start painting Beyonce as a victim now and not as someone who was complicit with this. Gwen says she needs to reduce her sodium intake. Are you calling her fat is the question. Are you calling her fat? As you are said, I feel scared. Jag is very theatrical with her actions and expression if she puts on a show. I try to genuinely avoid her interviews because I do think she's crazy, just by looking at her. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm open to being wrong. Maybe she's completely honest and I'm just completely shitting on an honest person who's telling the 100% truth. I also leave that as a possibility. But to me, she's like a crazy person. Curse words usually will restrict the comment during the live. That's facts. Fun fact: she was one of the background dancers when Keenan and Kel was at the asylum at the Good Burger. What? 'Cause y'all know Good Burger was my show back in the day. Jaguar Wright was let's see. Hold up. Let's mute that. Where's Jaguar Wright? Is this her right here? No, she's not that big. Where is Jaguar Wright? Is this her? That might be her. Oh, shit. That's Kel. That's Kel. That might be her right. Oh man, Keenan. This might be her right here, I think. I'm sorry, I can't take her serious. Me either. I'll give her props for being consistent in her messaging regarding both Jay-Z and Diddy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's been so consistent with her Diddy messaging, and then it's come through that it's hard to, some people would find it hard to discount everything else she's saying. Some people here is like, she was right about Diddy, but then everyone was calling her crazy because of other things that she said, but she was right about Diddy. So other people will be like, what else is she right about? Or they're just calling her crazy for no reason. Me personally, I think it's like the saying I said, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. At least twice a day. We'll get back into it.
And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because
Jay-Z catching a lot of
that's what
strays.
he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean.
She called him by the government.
Respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common.
Jay-Z.
And privately, Sean Carter.
Wait, what did Jay-Z work on with Harvey Weinstein? Did Harvey Weinstein do The Streets Is Watching? Yo, if Harvey Weinstein did The Streets Is Watching, I'm not going to say that. We just keep on.
This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
Cruelty-free artistry.
Right, there's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music, and that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against.
My thing is, if you're trying to have a serious interview and get people to believe you, and you know people have been calling you crazy, why would you wear these earrings? These are like earrings from 2008. Dope with, the black liberation flag colors, the green, the yellow, the red. Red for the blood we shed, green for the land we lost, and I don't forget I think it's black actually. Why would you wear this? And then what is this? It's like, bro, you are. I'm not gonna even go in there. I'm not gonna even go in on this lady. That, and she looks like the mayor of Deluluville. Thank you. She looks crazy, man. I'm just saying.
Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
And how does she know all
He's
this?
one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no
Yeah,
knowledge
how
of
do you
him.
know him? That's
she
what I want to
doesn't
know.
have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil.
Claudia Jordan. I remember her being kind of cute though. Claudia Jordan. Let's see. Yeah, she was cute. Back in the G. Back in the G.
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected.
No, yeah, Raquel, you're right. Her lack of style doesn't tell us if she's credible or not. You're 100% correct. I'm just saying why she looks crazy to me. But like I said when I started the video, I could be wrong. She's been right about some things. And yes, she allegedly stole a U-Haul truck and blamed it on the industry trying to get her. But that could also be false. I didn't read the whole police report. I don't know. I'm just saying why she looks crazy to me. Style, no, but her delivery is precisely why most people have written her off for years. Yeah, the delivery is a part of it, and your appearance is also a part of it. Like, if a dude starts talking to you and he has a hoodie on and shades on and, a ripped shirt, you're going to take, even if he says the exact same thing, you're going to take it differently than if a dude is talking to you with a suit on. So to me, this is also a part of the reason why she looks like a crazy person.
By not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is.
Lucian Grange, 300 Entertainment.
Keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
See, when she delivers little nuggets like that, yes, I do believe that there is an order to the industry. So it's hard, you can't deny that. But then when it's snuck in between these other different allegations, and you're not sure about those other, like the other allegations haven't been confirmed or denied, but she's truthful about this one thing she's talking about. I can see why it's hard for some people to be like, well, she is right about everything else too. I understand why some people take her word as prophecy. I do understand it. Like I'm not obtuse as to why some people believe her 100%. Jag was singing vocals on Song Cry with Jay-Z on Unplugged MTV. Well, she sounded great because I do remember that, and she did sound great. What type of hat is that? I think that's like a head wrap or something. Bandana. Diddy shaking Coming Home to Roost. Now they gave her a bit more credibility for some people. Yes, I think that's exactly right, Gwen. Extra small yarmulke. Well, that would be a huge yarmulke. If that was a yarmulke, that would be huge. Jay did DMX Dirty. Makes me think he was moving real shady back then. If you listen to Jay-Z's music, there's no way you don't. Jay-Z's one of my favorite rappers, like I said earlier. But if you listen to his music, this is a shady dude. This is a dude who shot his own brother over jewelry because he felt embarrassed about how his brother was talking to him in front of random girls. He shot his brother and then didn't even go to check on him. Came back days later and saw that he was alive and was like, oh, well, I guess you're alive. This isn't Jay-Z's song. Soon You'll Understand is the name of the song. This is a dude, Jay-Z, who's talking about, my best friend, we best friends, and you told me not to go near your younger sister, but I came near her anyways, and I fucked her, and I also strapped, maybe I'm confusing the verses, strapped drugs to her, sent her on a plane to be my drug mule, and then told her, you shouldn't have messed with a guy like me, like everyone warned you not to mess with me, so it's not my fault. Like, let's go listen to the song Soon You'll Understand by Jay-Z. And it's also the song where Jay-Z admits that he has a daughter. He has another child. Like, this song is back in the 90s before Beyonce was even the top dog. Like, Aaliyah was bigger than Beyonce. There's a lot of people bigger. Beyonce was just a chick in a group. Destiny Child back there. This is Jay-Z saying that. So, come on, man. If you listen to Jay-Z's lyrics, you know this is not like an upstanding character. To me, he's a really good rapper. That's why he's one of my favorites. But I don't think anyone is surprised, Raquel, by Jay doing DMX or anybody, Dame Dash doing anybody dirty. This is a dude who is extremely dirty by his own lyrics. Just Gwen says, save Beyonce. Beyonce doesn't want to be saved. Beyonce likes this. Yo, Beehive, I know it's hard to hear. Beyonce likes this. She knows about this stuff and she likes it. Jaguar, right. Talk your talk.
That if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him to do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy.
Yeah, he's going to talk.
The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the black community.
Gene Deal, who also spoke about this Gene Deal spoke about Diddy being a wild boy and crazy years ago, before it was even fashionable to do it. He said that Diddy is the type of guy who will himself before he faces these charges. Think about that.
Still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess.
For those who were never at these freak-off parties, what were they like?
I'm sorry, it's not funny. It's not funny.
See, this is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience.
So she was at the freak-offs?
I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Before I got my record deal.
What? Before you got your record deal. So it begs the question, what did you do to get your record deal?
That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz is fine as hell. Another one of them. Zoe Kravitz, fine as hell. One of them light-skinned joints, you know what I mean? I mean, shit, she do look a little crazy, though. She looks crazy also. A lot of crazy people out here.
The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with, even to this day, have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes.
Then release them.
I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the drugging.
I mean, you gotta get specific. Ritualistic behaviors? Are they just having sex, or like, come on?
Putting girls in the suitcases.
What? Yeah, if you got them type of tapes, you need to release them, Jones. For real. Report them to authorities. Don't release them to us. We don't, the public, we don't need to see that. Report that shit to authorities, bro. Like, what the hell?
Dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of, this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible.
So my thing is, if you have all this is to the Jaguar Wright is crazy part. If you have all this, why isn't it not out? You have these videos of girls in suitcases and all this. Why is it not on the internet? Why haven't you released this? Or don't even release it. We don't want to see this as a public. Give it to authorities. As long as K-Dot not on the tapes, I'm good for real. Yo, if K-Dot's on the tapes, no. We're not going to even put that energy out there. Gwen said, is Diddy still on side watch? Still, yes. As far as I've heard, he's still on S watch, and he's probably going to remain there for a while. I've had a few people this week to tell me to watch Blink Twice. I'm really not going to watch anything Jaguar Wright recommends until she proves herself as a worthy source. That's just not me. Samira said, is it Samira or Samira? I feel like I'm saying it right, Samira. I would be surprised to hear that Jay has been involved in shady stuff, but she does not have the access or status to be aware of the grand level conspiratorial accusations she makes. I think that is true. I don't know if you meant to say I would be surprised or you wouldn't be surprised to hear Jay has been involved, but I wouldn't be surprised because he's rich enough and he's excelled high enough to that level where it would seem that you need to make a certain different type of, like when Jaguar Wright mentions ritualistic activities, I do believe that's true. Like that's the thing is, I and I think a lot of us in the chat, we can decipher. This is true, this is not. This is true, this is not from the same person. But I think when the average person hears her speak and some things ring true, they also think the other things she says also rings true. They take everything as truth or they take everything as false. I'm neither. I hear some things like, yeah, what she just said about the rituals and like the things that happen in the music industry, that's true. But this other thing she's saying, that's false. I don't think people can a lot of people can compartmentalize like that. So I do think I would not be surprised to hear Jay-Z is involved in that type of stuff because he's high enough on the level to where I would assume you have to make some sort of promises or do some type of ritual. Now I'm sounding crazy, right? I'm sounding crazy. But yeah, she does not have the access or status to be aware of the grand level conspiratorial accusations that she makes. I also agree with that. Shouldn't she be charged for not reporting this? I mean, Sincere Hampton says leak the tapes. I mean, come on. If it's out there, if she has the tapes like she's saying, it's like, bro, what are you doing? Lil' Kim and Mary J being quiet. Well, Lil' Kim and Mary J haven't really said anything like the past 10 years about anything.
It seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too scared to talk about.
People know.
Knows.
It's like with the R. Kelly thing.
And
People
every
knew.
person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. The whole point of this, like Cat Williams said when he sat with Shay Shay earlier this year, the whole point of this is for them in a coordinated effort to pretend like none of it is real for the public's perception. But everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy.
Facts.
People keep looking at him like he's the...
See, these are these little nuggets of truth. She's throwing out the nuggets of truth to where some people, because they hear these nuggets of truth, they're going to accept everything she says as facts. But what she's saying right now is facts. Diddy is not the only one. That is facts.
Sputnik that came out of nowhere. This is someone who was designed to be what he is. We got to stop making Diddies.
Facts.
And if we're going to do that, then we got to go back. We got to go back to even further, the mentors of these people. Because Diddy was taught how to do what
I heard it was Kevin Lyles, allegedly. I shouldn't even say these people's names. But I saw it on a YouTube video. I'm sorry if it's not true.
he does systematically. And Clyde Davis has been his greatest teacher.
Look, Clive Davis is not here to respond to that, nor is Jay-Z. But a lot of people, famous people in the music industry, have been notable, like I say, by their silence so far. It's also been notable that since the Me Too campaign began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same scrutiny that other industries have had.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
R. Kelly got the biggest catch.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Since Me Too.
Yeah, Andre
began
Harrell, my
in
fault. See,
2017.
I'm naming names. I shouldn't even name the names. I didn't mean Kevin Lyles. Yeah, Andre Harrell. Cost Green, yes, I mean Andre Harrell. That's my fault. I'm not a journalist, y'all. Don't take my word as bond.
The music industry has largely avoided the same kind of scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse.
Mm.
It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the
Dream Hampton, another possible crazy person.
R. Kelly campaign, which it fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail.
Oh my God.
Get his lick back.
These is the nuggets of truth. And if you're not a discerning person, you're not going to be able to decipher. Like, yo, she's dropping truth. You're not going to be able to decipher what's truth and what's crazy shit. This is the issue with people. Charleston White is the same way. He says things that are truth, but then he just says crazy stuff. A discerning person can't decipher what's true and what's crazy.
Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly.
Right.
This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's
Don't think I'm a crazy person, but
Facts.
facts.
right there.
Do
If
you
the Me
think
Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
The diddler.
Jaguar?
Guess
If
they
this-
on vacation.
If this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
No.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I just
What
don't
she
know
say?
why they are.
Yeah, I wouldn't be,
It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands.
Thousands is crazy.
I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
Like who? Which
They're
one?
a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people
It's a crazy
against their
place.
will. Putting people on planes
Oh, he's talking
while
about-
they're unconscious.
He's talking about Jay-Z.
Just like Aaliyah got on that plane.
This is where the crazy shit jumps in. Aaliyah got on that plane. Like, come on.
Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
There's too much crazy shit mixed with truth. Shit, these types of people are dangerous. Not for me, because I'm gonna hear the truth and I'm gonna hear the crazy, and I'm gonna discern between the two. But the average person cannot do that. They're gonna hear the little bit of truth, and they're gonna research that truth and be like, "Damn, that out of that little bit of truth that she said, this was true." And then they're gonna take everything else as truth.
Piers.
Yeah, she's got to prove this.
Listen,
Cost
like
facts.
I said, Jay-Z and
She gotta
Beyonce
prove
are not
it.
yet,
Facts.
unfortunately, to
If she has all these people, witnesses, facts, videos, you need to put it out or stop putting these claims on people.
I know. I'm
Facts.
just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter, a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Al B. Shore.
I'll be sure. What
I
song
love
did
him.
he
I love
have?
his children. I knew
Al
Kim.
B. He got a song.
We used to
about
all
it.
hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign.
Oh yeah.
I watched that whole thing.
Night and day, and I think about you, baby. Yeah, I'll be sure it was hard.
And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children.
I don't know
during
nothing about
visits.
this. I don't know nothing about this.
These are normal.
AirTags. So that was recently. AirTags just came out, like in the past 4 or 5 years.
Jaguar, I've got to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
See, the thing is, I think she says a lot of truth, no, I think she says some truth, and then a lot of shit that just cannot be proven. And people hear it 2 different ways. Some people hear the stuff that cannot be proven and say, yo, everything she's saying is wrong. She can't prove shit. I don't believe that. But then some people hear the stuff that she says, the small stuff that she says is true, and then ignore all the stuff that she says that can't be proven and then believe everything she says is true. I'm not there either. I'm hearing, okay, what she's saying here in this little truth pocket, I've heard this elsewhere. I would assume this to be true, but then the other stuff, you either got to come with evidence or you just got to stop saying it. And then she looks crazy also. So, yeah, Raquel said so many I'll Be Sure songs. Yeah. Night and Day is that one, though. Night and Day is that one. Samara said in another interview, she was also saying Jay-Z picked Rihanna. I think Jay-Z definitely Allegedly. I'm not going to even turn this channel into that. Rihanna was Jay-Z's artist. Y'all are her umbrella. Ella. Shortly after that, Beyonce dropped Ring the Alarm. I'll be damned if I see another bitch on your arm. Do the math. Do the knowledge, as the Nation of Islam would say. Do the knowledge. When there are truths mixed with lies, lies are still lies. That's facts.
Facts!
Rihanna, I honestly don't see her interviews unless I see a clip on my timeline, but that's Delulu. Yeah, I mean, there are so many people who aren't talking. Like, I just can't take everything she's saying as facts. Like, the people who hear her interviews and hear the little bit of truth and then hear the stuff that is up in the air, but just assume it as facts because they heard her truth. I can't just assume that as facts on people. I'm not going to put that on people, me personally. She will. I'm just not going to do that. Cost Green says, I don't believe her. Well, she just looks crazy to me. But even though she looks crazy, I still believe some of the things she says. That's true. But like someone else said in the chat, who said that? Who said, I lost in the chat. Someone say, yo, you got to prove it. You got to prove it. That's how I feel. But anyways, this is for real a short live stream. I usually try to keep it to an hour. And today we're going to keep it to 1 hour. Get your last chance in. We're going to take y'all to the channel. We just dropped new videos. And we're going to drop some more new videos tomorrow. One new video tomorrow or Sunday, depending on how things go tomorrow. Can J. Cole redeem himself? It's not what you think, trust me. Robert DDG says it's about our 9 to 5 drops. We did a reaction to the Company Man video, and we just dropped it. It's Tommy Richmond, a Culture Vulture video. It's not what you think, trust me. You gotta watch it. It's not what you think. Now let me see you prove it. Yeah, that's the hard part 6. That's the hard part 6. Anyways, that's all I got for today, y'all. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.